So it looks like Monique wants all the smoke with Oprah and Taraji P. Henson because she just put them both on blast. However, she had more energy for Taraji and called her out for trying to save Oprah after she went on and on about Oprah underpaying her and treating actresses badly on the set of Color Purple. Monique went in on Taraji and pointed out how Taraji has been pandering to Oprah since then, and she feels like Taraji basically saved Oprah, but in the process, she ruined her own reputation. Y'all know that Monique and Oprah have had their issues for years now, so she blasted Taraji for throwing herself under the bus for Oprah, pointing out how terrible Oprah has been treating black women for years. Y'all, Monique did not come to play because she came with the tea and the receipts. So let me break down the drama. Now, Shannon Sharpe is determined to cause as much chaos as he can this year because he just dropped another interview with Monique. And trust me when I say it is nothing short of chaotic. We're still trying to recover from the very messy interview that he did with Cat Williams at the top of the year, where Cat spilled all the tea on everybody in Hollywood and they mamas. And just when we thought it possibly couldn't get any messier than that, well, Monique just entered the group chat, and it turns out it got much messier. See, there are very few people in Hollywood who hate the industry as much as Kat and Monique do. And it's not hard to see why they would feel some type of way about people in the industry, because they did Monique dirty after her beef with Oprah. Now, for a little context, Oprah and Monique had a falling out back in 2009 after Oprah and Tyler Perry directed the movie Precious, which Monique was the star of. After Monique had fulfilled her contractual obligations, Oprah and Tyler decided they wanted to go on a press run. Now, even though Monique was not eager to leave her family to go on that tour, she eventually changed her mind and decided to go. But things went left when Oprah informed her she was not going to be paid for that press tour, and she would be expected to cover all travel costs out of pocket. Now, of course, Monique put her foot down at this because she was already underpaid for the role to begin with some sources claiming she only got paid $50,000. And of course, that was before taxes, agent fees, union fees, and all the other cuts. So in reality, Monique was really paid peanuts for the movie. So her covering her costs for the press tour would have been running her at a loss. But Oprah wasn't hearing it, and when Monique refused, she allegedly got Monique blackballed. Even though Monique had won several major awards for her role in Precious, including an Oscar, nobody in the industry wanted to work with her anymore. Now, to be fair to Monique, she spoke up back then and called Oprah out for not only blackballing her, but also underpaying her for the role. Unfortunately, most people didn't pay attention to her, and she didn't get the support of the people in the industry. Well, fast forward 13 years to 2023, and Taraji P. Henson came out to complain that Oprah did the same thing to her, and she almost didn't take the role in The Color Purple because the pay was simply too low.
I haven't seen a raise in my income since Proud Mary. And almost had to walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. Who said what? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because you know what? If I don't take a stand, how am I making it easy for Fantasia and Danielle and Hallie and Felicia? Then why am I doing this? If it's all just for me, why are you here?
But unlike Monique, Taraji got a lot of support, and Oprah got dragged to filth. Well, in the interview with Shannon Sharpe, Monique brought up the whole Taraji situation, and she revealed that a few years ago, she had a conversation with Taraji about how black women were underpaid in Hollywood, but Taraji wasn't interested in having the conversation at the time.
However, Taraji and I had a conversation over a decade ago.
Yes.
In my trailer when I was doing the Monique show. And she said, you got to keep on getting it until your turn comes. And I said, Taraji, most of us die before our turn comes. We got to ask for it right now. Now, I understand that because there was a time I felt the same way.
Exactly.
Because that's what I was told.
Right.
You just keep going and we'll get them the next time. We'll get them the next time. We'll get them the next time. And the next time never comes.
She then pointed out how she had been trying to fight the fight for a long time, but people never really paid attention to her.
Now, when I said it,
why didn't it get the traction when you said it that when she said it, now all of a sudden everybody is coming, and I don't have a problem. I'm glad.
Yes.
But if you said this a decade ago, and I remember you saying it over a decade ago, why didn't it get the traction? Why didn't it get the support? Why wasn't it propped up when Monique said it?
I think there's a few reasons why. Number one, it was the messenger. I should just be grateful I got invited to the party. You a big fat black woman. How dare you be the one? And then on top of that, you're saying names. You're saying Oprah's name out loud. You're saying Tyler's name out loud. You're saying Lee's name out loud. You're saying Lionsgate out loud. That's not what we do. We say they. We say the people. We say the studio. We say the producers. How dare you actually say our heroes' names?
You're very specific.
These are our heroes. How could you say their names out loud?
She then went on to put Taraji on blast for still trying to cover up for Oprah after Oprah treated her so badly on The Color Purple. She had also confirmed that there's been a lot of tension between Oprah and Taraji, and I'm talking about this video where fans pointed out there was a lot of awkwardness between Taraji and Oprah at a publicity event for the movie.
Did you think you could escape? No.
Okay, awesome.
Get him.
We'll do a group shot. I know it's cold. We'll do a group shot.
I can't see a thing.
Well, Monique claimed that Oprah was trying to teach Taraji a lesson and also send a message to other actresses that they don't want to mess with her.
Right.
So what they said was, we're going to beat Monique really good. We're going to sit her down. And I made it public. Financially, my family took a hit, Shannon. And when I tell you we took a hit,
Right.
we took a hit. So when you see our sister go through that, you see her go through, and we act like our eyes didn't see what it saw when we watched that promotion happen with The Color Purple.
Right.
We wanted to act like we didn't see how Oprah Winfrey treated Taraji. In my humble opinion, when you saw her walk up, you saw that there was tension. You saw that there was something happening.
Right.
And then when you see Taraji write her a love letter, it's like, listen, we got to stand tall and stand strong on what we know. We know you were mistreated. We know it wasn't right. We know it was unfair. And then you turn around and say, oh, but Lady O handled it. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that because that allows Lady O to keep on doing what she's doing. And we're in a position of, I don't want to say nothing because we saw how Monique got whooped.
And by love letter, she was referring to this post that Taraji made after the event, where she praised Oprah for being the best thing since sliced bread. She wrote, "It's so important for Black women and all women of color to support each other. It is also imperative to have women of color in decision-making positions across all industries. Miss Oprah has been nothing less than a steady and solid beacon of light to all the cast of The Color Purple." She continued, "She has provided encouragement, guidance, and unwavering support to us all. She told me personally to reach out to her for anything I needed, and I did. It took one call, one conversation, and one decision-making Black woman to make me feel heard. Thank you, Miss Oprah, for all that you do." Baby, even Stevie Wonder could see Taraji made that post out of straight fear and wasn't no love involved like she claimed. But Monique was on a roll, and she also blasted Taraji for letting Oprah insult her by handpicking her for the role and then making her audition for it, claiming that it was a power play for Oprah, and Taraji fell for it. For those of y'all who don't understand how this works, while it's definitely normal for actors to audition for roles, it's not normal for them to audition for roles that they have been handpicked for. Handpicking an actor for a role means that the producer is confident they gonna eat that role down. So sure, they might be asked to come in for a reading or something, but they never have to audition. And this typically happens to top artists who have track records of being great. So by asking Taraji to audition after being handpicked, Oprah was sending her the message that yeah, she's great, but Oprah still got the upper hand.
People don't understand how deep this goes. When I watch my sister say it was an honor to be handpicked,
Right.
then why ever would you audition?
Yeah.
And the moment, in my opinion, the moment she auditioned, they knew we got him. We can treat them any kind of way we want to treat them. We can do them any kind of way.
But why would you want to?
Why?
Just because you can, that doesn't mean you should.
But they did. But they did. How do you handpick me and then mistreat me?
Yes.
And then I got to send a letter to you about the mistreatment that you gave me. That's why they're able to get away with it.
And she claimed that Taraji did the other actresses on the show a disservice by doing that because it indirectly led to them also being mistreated.
It's not how many times you say yes. It's how many times you say no. And the moment our baby auditioned, they got set up for no trailers. They got set up for no food. They got set up for no drivers because now in their mind, they think you're desperate.
Right.
So when Oprah does the one-on-one with Taraji and she begins to run down her credits, the great Taraji P. Henson, then why ever would you allow the audition to happen? Why ever would you allow that? Why wouldn't you go to that studio and say,
She doesn't have to.
she doesn't have to, I handpicked them. So either our sister's not as powerful as we believe she is, or either there's not the concern that she tries to make it look like it is.
I know that it might be hard to hear this, but Monique made some very solid arguments because Taraji essentially threw herself under the bus for Oprah just to make Oprah look better. But it came back to bite her because Oprah threw her under the bus to save herself when she distanced herself from the drama, claiming she had nothing to do with the paychecks that the actors got.
I would just like to say about this whole Taraji, you know, I heard I was trending yesterday because people are saying that I was not supporting Taraji. Taraji will tell you herself that I've been the greatest champion of this film, championing not only the behind the scenes production, but also everything that everybody needed. So whenever I heard that there was something that people needed, I'm not in charge of the budget because that's Warner Brothers. You know, that's the way the studio system works. And we as producers, everybody gets their salary. That's negotiated by your team.
Monique was also on point about how Taraji opened up the other actresses to being mistreated because, child, a whole lot happened while they was filming that movie. They weren't even given transportation from their hotels to the set and weren't fed lunch at all while they were shooting. They didn't even have individual dressing rooms and were basically put into one room all together. The sad part about this is that Monique is claiming all of this after the narrative has shifted from Black actresses being underpaid to Taraji being unprofessional and complaining about the low pay while promoting the movie, and then pinning the blame on the movie flopping on Taraji. Well, fans are definitely behind Monique, with some saying, I love both Monique and Taraji, but Mo is right, because she was direct about her treatment, named names, and didn't cry. There was no support for her. And unfortunately, when you're that way, you're deemed angry. Monique tore Oprah a new one here. She did her so dirty, all for what? Ratings? Not gonna lie, after hearing this, I do believe Oprah did Taraji dirty, and everything we've seen from them two is just PR. Oprah comes off performative and untrustworthy. And lastly, that's why I don't feel bad for Taraji. She didn't speak up for Monique when she was dragged through the media, but since those roles have been reversed, now we're supposed to scream protect Black women? Y'all pick and choose. Child, there is a whole lot to unpack here, but now I want to know how y'all feel about the situation. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and then don't forget to click here to check out the next very messy video.